Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shining Hawk Healing. I am Tony. Thank you for being here. I am so happy to have my guest. Let me do it for Adrian from Red Lentil Healing and Johnny
From Tarot's Apprentice Healing.
Apprentice. Yay!
You always add healing, Johnny.
I'm not a healer. Shame on me.
Oh, gosh.
At Tarot's Apprentice Healing.
As the devil's on the bottom.
The Oracle, all of these other things that he is.
Oh, Lord. And another deck with the devil on the bottom. It's saying something to me.
Uh-oh. You've been talking about the devil today because
Yeah, I'm talking to him on one of the two.
he always shows up.
Yeah, he did knock on the door twice today. So I told him, now look here, this is not the first. Thank you very much.
Nope. And,
First time he was trying to sell me food stamps. You know how they do. So no, you don't get out of here.
How much you want? How much you want to pay for my Snap card?
but it's like, no, but I can, $200 on these food stamps. Okay, first of all, why am I paying you $20 for $200 worth of food stamps? How is that legal, righteous, or fair? And second of all, what do you need that badly that only costs $20 that you're willing to pay $200?
You can't fill a blunt with snap peas. That's what it is. That's what he was doing.
No.
That's what it is.
You can put it on layaway these days, can't you?
But did y'all hear that Walmart and another major retailer are getting rid of layaway?
Yes.
They are.
What?
No layaway this year.
Why?
Because of that whole whatever it is with the 4 easy and installment payments.
Mm.
Here's the thing: you still have to go through a credit check to get that installment plan, and you have to have a viable checking account and all this other stuff. So you're still going to hurt people who can't. I think they screwed themselves with that.
They wanted to go through from automatic withdrawal instead of you coming in when you want to make your layaway payment.
Right, because they don't, and it's not them, right? They're using an outside company, yeah. So they don't have to deal with it at all.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to deal with your inventory. Or maybe
Still
you have to deal with
the pooch, as they say, though.
They still screwed the pooch because it's like you're still you know how people is. they don't get their checks till the 1st and the 15th. So they gonna come in on the 24th at 11:59:59.
And I know how to make sure ain't no money in that account on that day. I know how to make sure.
So I'm like, you. So what happens is now people who were going to be able to get the GI Joe with the Kung Fu grip, they're not going to be able to get the GI Joe with the Kung Fu grip because you don't want to deal with it. But they would have gotten it. You just would have gotten your money on the 24th at 11:59:59.
Yeah,
and it would have been cash, not this credit, not this debit, not this meeting. It would have been cash. Know your people, know your audience.
Well, I mean, come on, Walmart. They have to know. They have to know. Come on, this is who you are. You cater to people who don't have the resources to go to the bank and get that credit. Mm-hmm. So what are you doing? Speaking of Walmart, well, no, first of all, let's do some housekeeping.
I was wondering our tangent. Okay.
So Adrian, would you like to tell everyone what's going on for you?
Life. It is almost, so I am working on I've got some new products and stuff on the website, and I'm going to be doing a Cyber Monday extravaganza for Christmas season. So, and these two, hold on. Two wonderful people have already done some pre-Christmas shopping. So get in on your Christmas shopping as well. So,
what is that, Johnny? The crafts
and candle, madam. It's
the candle.
You got Tony. So
I got. Oh, I'm just gonna. The people in Chicago are gonna like, who, what, where, what, how, what? Yes.
Got that going. I'm thinking of and if so, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter because I'll be sending out coupons and whatnot via the email distributions. And then also I'm thinking about going live Thursday to do another live chakra read for people, but I'll see how my mood is Thursday after work. I'm just being honest.
I enjoyed the last one.
Thank you.
It was fine.
So how about you, Mr. Johnny?
So I'm going skiing tomorrow. And
Ooh. Oh, you are?
no. I just figured throw that in there, but I don't know. I have a hard enough time walking downstairs. I'm just slide down a hill. So Friday we have our soul chat on toxic people, and 13 of you wanted to join in on that in particular discussion. Thank you very much for agreeing to join. So I cut it down because I can only have 10 on StreamYard, but I only wanted 4 of us total on the thing. That way we can have more of a discussion. So it'll be Adrian, Jules Devermore, and Julia, who y'all know as Yoda. She will be joining us. So it'll be those 3 with me before.
Yoda.
And then the next one is not going to be till December. That'll be on Free Will, but that's what I got going. Oh,
Yay.
also, I do have plans for a non-political live stream. I just don't have a date. I got my questions already, though. So that'll be coming.
Awesome sauce. Yay. So we were speaking about Walmart. So I'm going to go to that first. I'm going to use Walmart as the first question. They are opening, or they have opened, clinics, and they are coming to a city near you. So I don't shop at Walmart. I have to start with that. I don't shop at Walmart. I just don't. I wouldn't go in there for my home. I'm not going in there for a checkup. I'm just not gonna do it.
Although, if you need some entertainment in your life, go to the Walmart off Georgia Avenue in DC on a Friday or Saturday night at like 11:50. She. Pull up a you don't even have to get out of the parking lot. Woo, boy. And you're like, welcome to DC. Every time I go, I'm like, I think I just escaped with my life.
Wait, is there shooting involved?
Yes. And cussing and fussing. Last time I was there, and it was on a Friday night, 11:59, I saw a man get pushed down the escalator. And the cop went.
Wow.
Yeah.
This Walmart, what you want?
I've lived in DC now so long that happened when I first got on the premises. I continued to go up it because he got pushed down the down escalator. I just went up the up escalators like I still got to make my groceries. So,
Oh my God.
hopefully by the time
Oh no.
and the
Oh,
EMS would have wrapped that up because I got it is what it is.
I know. I'd be turning around on the up escalator, walking down to get the hell out of Walmart.
Mm.
No. So they're opening up these clinics all over. Hopefully they're calling them the super clinics. They're going to have clinics, full service clinics all over the country, charging $40, I guess, is the most that you have to spend for a checkup or whatever it is, the service that you need. Is this going to be successful? And is this going to be helpful to the healthcare system? Or is it just for them to make money?
Well, that too.
Interesting.
They already have one in Chicago. They have one in Florida. They have one in Georgia. that I've found so far. So
Okay, well, I mean, this is about typical for Walmart. So that's what at first I was like, ooh, I was like, oh, well, I mean, it is Walmart. So what do you expect?
well, at least they don't sell guns anymore. At least they didn't for a while.
I never understood that. Why do you, I mean, like,
Big old guns too. Not just gap. We're talking booyaka booyaka.
you have to bring down 3
Booyah.
beers at the same time, going.
Right. And some Febreze and Fabuloso.
At the same time. God dang. I want to murder and smell good at the same time.
I'm able to clean my toilets.
You can't catch the deer because you smell like midnight twilight all the time.
Dave Chappelle in one of his stand-ups said that he after like I think he said like heroin addicts or meth addicts broke into his house, he went to his local gun shop, i.e. the Walmart, and got a rifle and then got some. That's when he was like buckshots and bird shots, and the guy behind the counter told him how to load it. You know, buckshot, birdshot, birdshot. So he's just like things you should not have learned at the Walmart. You know? Which whoever wants to go first?
So, who are you ready, Johnny, or you want to go?
There is money involved, 8 of Pentacles and the Lover's cards. It'll be okay for some in some areas, naturally. More than likely, this is going to affect greatly. I don't want to say low income areas. That's sort of what Walmart targets, like dollar stores. They tend to target those areas, which is why when they try to go to more, I guess, affluent zip codes, they get such pushback because we don't want that type of clientele in our blah, 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 that type of thing. But they do get some sort of good rollout with the 8 of Pentacles and the Lovers. However, the initial start goes very badly.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Like very badly. I get the 9 of Swords and the Fool. This is like, we don't know. Just push the button and push start and let's go. And meanwhile, the machine throws toilet paper over here and, syringes over there and Band-Aids over here. So it's like they have this is not going to roll out well. They're going to have a lot of kinks. We're talking a good 2 years before this makes sense. And so, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Forewarned is forearmed, though. This is why all these top 500 Fortune companies need an astrologer on the payroll.
I get something very similar to Johnny. It actually starts off with the King of Wands. So it's whoever, and I'm thinking the CEO wanted to go in and making this change. However, their challenge is the actual 10 of Swords. This is probably not going to be a good venture for them, not only just financially, but also here's the thing. It's still medicine, which means you have to follow FDA and all of these other mandates that are from a federal side. And then on top of your state and local, and then you've got all the HIPAA and you've got all of these that I don't necessarily think Walmart realized how big of a deal that's going to be to maintain and uphold and the level of cleanliness. Good Lord. Have y'all walked through a Walmart aisle lately? Use diapers and half-eaten food, and this is where you're going to get local VD checkup. And your mammograms and your coochie count and your coochie not the best idea. So this is their challenge. They're probably gonna have to quit before they even really get started good, is what I'm getting. There is a potential for this to work well. They just don't know it with the moon and the strength. This was initially a good idea because, again, like Johnny said, that notion of being able to help certain demographics, certain groups of people, $40 is very affordable, especially if I've got a little itchy, scratchy throat. I went to urgent care a couple weeks ago, and even with my insurance and the discount, it was still $60. That's still $20 cheaper. Right? So this was initially a very good idea. However, somebody's not happy. They're dissatisfied with the 4 of Cups, the way this is going to roll out. I keep thinking it's those mandates.
Yeah.
And the emotion is the sun, so they want this to be prosperous. However, in the environment is the Five of Cups. They're going to be out. And the word of warning is the actual conflict with the Five of Swords, and their outcome is the Seven of Pentacles. It just doesn't get going. It just
Yeah. I got the they came out with you know, they were talking about how great it's going to be. It's going to be one-stop shopping. You can get everything done, your eyes, you know, your everything that you need, you can find at the Walmart. They're doing this for money so that they can reap a harvest and celebrate their we so smart, we so rich, we so we so. But between everything else, they're playing this waiting game because they don't know how it's going to turn out. And eventually, because of things that happen, they may have to move on from this little venture. That's what I'm getting. So Walmart, take heed. Don't waste your time.
I keep going back to the cleanliness. And I understand the clinic will be, you know, not the whole store, it's a portion of the store. But if you can't even keep, where are they going to do it? Like, you have to pee in a cup. Where are they going to pee in a cup? Because they damn sure, from a cleanliness perspective, can't go to the Walmart toilet to pee in a cup.
Do you guys have Kmart?
No.
Kmart's were going out of business where I was.
Kmart's went out of business, but you used to go in. I used to go in Kmart. Oh my God. It was like walking into another world where everybody was depressed and everybody was sad.
You want to hear the kicker? My dad was very high up at Kmart for 30-something years. 30
Really?
years.
Wow.
Yep.
It was
I worked
sad.
for Walmart. I liked the job period of customer service. So I always liked where I was, but a few different places, maybe not so much, but I liked Walmart sort of. I liked the job. I mean, the company itself could suck an egg, but the job was fine. But, you know,
that's how my dad felt about Kmart.
Nobody else in that store felt the way I did. Like, you walk around and it's like, I don't know who it is that's going around sucking all the joy out of people, but I need to find them so that I can stay away. Because I mean, they look at you and then look back down, and then they don't look at you at all, and then it's like, I know you see this Starbucks cup that's been sitting on this shelf for 2 hours. How come you ain't through it? Like, it's I don't get it. Why work there?
They don't have your work ethic, Johnny.
But I mean, again, when you're being paid $4.13 an hour,
and sometimes
full time is considered 15 freaking hours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So something else innovative in the news is they are training or creating AI to read science papers, because most, up till now, or up till like a few years ago, it was only people, and so how many papers can you get through in a day? When you have AI, you can get through so many more papers, so that you can collect information and you can collect therapies and theories and all kinds of things that sort of they identify, so that they can come to research discoveries faster. So is this the future of research, or is this just navel gazing? I don't know.
Aren't they called interns?
They can't read. They can't read fast enough.
and then they catalog. I know. Okay, you know what? Let me just mind my business.
So they think that the computers will do it faster. We'll get to different therapies faster. We'll get to different research discoveries and cures for so many things that are languishing right now.
Y'all remember the food court in the Kmart? They had those little crunchy taquitos. I'm sorry. I was looking at the chat. And then I was like, God, those things used to be cool.
Mhm.
Fuego. I could go for like 3 of those right now. And the gas and heartburn that will accompany it.
Absolutely.
I have a follow-up question after that. After
Okay.
this, on the same topic.
I have to use this deck. This is going to tell me something different. I think.
Johnny, did you get something?
I get 3 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles. There is some disappointment in the expertise.
Oh.
There is a great idea or intention behind this with the 6 of Cups and the Star and the Justice to make things a little more balanced, to make things work a little more efficiently, even especially for the future, that this is a program that can just kick into place. The problem is the execution and the rollout with the 2 of Wands and the King of Swords. The 5 of Pentacles, there's a lot of kinks in this that are just not gelling. But it's like the 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords has had start. There's a problem in the expertise. This is just because it is a theory does not mean it needs to be in addition to our findings, because theories are just theories. I need you to prove a little bit of something. Or if you want to have me test your theory, then just email me, hey, test my theory. Like, I don't need to go to the ultimate database, because even then you still need to read it. So there's something wrong in the rollout, in the expertise of this. I get.
Because that was one of my follow-up questions. That computer is only going to be as smart as you program it, right?
Yeah.
And who have we written the codes to what now? You have this AI digest all of this information. Did you program it to tell you how you want it to spit it back out to you? Like, what's the thing? And I think that is going to be the key downfall too, because at first you've got this 6 of Pentacles. So this sharing of goods, resources, and information, this is again a potentially decent idea. The problem is they may have to walk away from it, because again, like Johnny said, the execution. Did you make this as smart as you need it to be, or did you miss a big thing? Because there's already some confusion in the past with even having to build this out with the 7 of Cups. Here's what I think is interesting. At the crown and at the base, you've got, I do this every time, but I can just do this and look what the damn cards say. Swords, 8 of Pentacles. They're not going to program this smart. I can just already tell, because how it's executed is only as smart as how you tell it to be. And if you've got a blinder to how you program this with the 8 of Swords, you created this own problem. You're only going to get so much out of it. The thing that I think is going to be interesting, though, is again, there's going to be this short-sightedness. This works exactly as we intended, not necessarily how it should. So there's going to be this telling that we've created this great new thing, right? There's going to be plans to build more. There's going to be financiers and people who love this idea and want to get it underway. But the problem is with the 7 of Swords, they didn't tell them, hey, we only wrote the program this much. It's like a Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh my God.
Teddy Ruxpin could read as many books as he put into his little belly.
Well, when he worked.
And so now you're basically going to have Teddy Ruxpin read out to you very complex, scientific, whatchamacallit, but Teddy Ruxpin, he ain't going to be able to do much after that.
Oh, gosh, I think you're right. It's like, you teach a man to give a man a fish he can eat, and teach a man a fish he can eat for a lifetime, whatever. But this fish that's being offered is supposed to do all the work, have all the answers, be there and have all of the information right there at your fingertips. But that's hard. That's really, really, really hard. And like you said, Adrienne, I don't think that they really know exactly how to make this happen. what's being offered is not really what they want or people want. So there will be a lot of, disagreements and stuff about it. I don't know that it will happen.
You know what runs through my mind though is Siri, tell me how to get to Home Depot. Okay, turn left here, turn right here, go around this and fly up the building and go back down the building and go inside and come back outside. Talk to a girl named Sasha, then go. It's like, meanwhile, if you just went across the street, there's the store.
Can I add to that, Johnny? And if you don't tell her, Siri, get me to the closest Home Depot, she'll take your ass to say to whichever Home Depot placed the bid for that to be the first Home Depot to show up in that search.
Yes.
If she was a black boy, she'd go, fool, look across the street.
Right.
Tell your uncle, he know.
Although I like now that Google or Apple Maps will tell you, like, girl, turn at the corner. Instead of like in 400 feet, you're gonna make a left. At the next light, bussy you. And you're like, yes, I can understand. At the next light, I'm a bussy you. Okay, thank you. You're gonna look for the McDonald's on the right-hand side. Because it's like whoever wrote that's who needs to do that AI technology is whoever wrote the update for the Apple Maps. Because that UI is fantastic. Because people know, I bet you it was somebody who no, that
we need something a little more realistic.
I'll see you at the next light and turn right at the McDonald's. Everybody understands that. Nobody understands in 400 feet go east.
I mean, how do you measure that? How do you measure 400 feet? I mean,
and do you know what east is?
Do you know which way east is?
Some of us don't have that fancy technology in our jalopies. We don't have the coordinates.
I mean, tell her, excuse me, in 600 feet, I got lost. Tell me exactly where it is.
Exactly. You have to lick your finger, put it out the window.
What's your compass?
So while we're on AI, drones. I don't know whether you like drones, oh man, I was walking up a hill one day, exercising, and I was just having a hard time that day. And this drone started following me.
Oh, no.
I was so mad. I was like, I know you got a camera on there. Stop it.
I would have pulled over, pull my pants down and move that drone and be like.
I was doing this and I was putting up the finger and I was like, get out of here. I was so spiritual.
We're always flesh first.
Because for part of my job, we have to do these create commercials and do testimonials, and we need lots of B-roll because we're going to these podunk towns. And so how do we, I don't have the budget for a helicopter, but I can hire a DP who owns a drone. And next thing you know, we've got 45 minutes worth of town footage to help illustrate and create B-roll for telling a story. So that part, I'm like, that's great.
It is great.
But at the same token,
So how would you feel about a drone delivering medical supplies, blood, organs? If your liver was in a drone, and that was the last liver that they had for your liver transplant.
Don't they do this to an extent now on battlefields?
Yes, but this is to remote locations when you don't really have, where it's not feasible for the helicopter. But like if you're in, Southside, whatever, USA, then maybe we don't need this, but maybe we do.
maybe I got, because if I'm in south side of something, I'm sorry, but the south side of anything is good. I'm sorry. So maybe I need that blood, and I'm getting it right now.
I need the blood because I got
That
shot
drug
going to the
it
south
saved
side.
my life. No, I'm sorry. I disagree, Johnny. I'm sorry. You just ruined it.
Oh, mercy.
So is it a good idea to have these drones? I mean, because right now they're going from community hospitals to community hospitals, or from hospitals inside the same city, one hospital to another, and transferring things like that. So is this the wave of the future?
Okay, never mind.
Say it.
Read your cards.
Go ahead.
Too much commentary. I'll get a flashback to Adrian's live stream. We on 30 minutes, we only did 3 questions.
My stomach hurts so bad from laughing. We've only been doing this for 30 minutes.
I'm like, too much commentary. Just let me do
Okay. All right.
Because what I was gonna say though
Go ahead.
is what you put in the email. If it's a technology, it can be hacked.
Yep.
And my thing is, if you have something, you need to put it high up in the air. That way, some knucklehead ain't gonna just jump up and drag it down. First of all, second of all, you need to have some sort of parameter around it to where somebody else's drone can't like run into it, or because you don't own airspace. It's not like airplanes where they know where all of them are going at the same time. I get the 3 of Swords is how it starts with the Queen of Pentacles. This is my America card. So us specifically, it's not a good idea for it to be in the community. You would need a channel for this to go to where you know exactly where the drone is going, and you know exactly where it has landed. You could like live stream it, live feed it, or whatever the case may be. The 6 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles, this can work on a small scale. The 6 of Wands is victory. The 4 of Pentacles is tight knit, something close to the chest. So it can work on a small scale. The problem is, just I guess how we've been getting all night, the rollout. And I just no. I got 10 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. The problem is the unknown. There are too many variables in this in particular thing.
Yeah.
It's a good idea, but there's too many variables. You don't know what's going to happen to it once it leaves you. What if a bird hits it and then it hits the ground, boom, and somebody's literally organ has fell out in the street, or the blood has been contaminated now, or whatever the case may be. There's too many variables for this to work on a large scale. This would literally have to be like here in Pittsburgh, UPMC pretty much owns Pittsburgh. You see that hospital literally everywhere. So if you are trying to get something from this building to that building via drone, okay, but not down the street around the corner type thing. So I just don't think those in particular wide scale things are going to work.
Also thinking back to I know we were joking about the South Side, but let's think about it too. People can start getting trained to know this drone has left this hospital. Do you know how many organs are on the black market?
Yeah.
I know I'm going like real deep and real far, but I was just at first started as a joke. I'm like, man, if that drone even landed in the South Side, Bobo, Nuck Nuck, and Ron Ron, they got that liver, that blood, and that Percocet, and they've already sold it before that motherfucker hit the ground. So he's still dead, right? But I think, no, really though, let's think about this. Everybody has good intentions, and everybody has a good heart. That gets stolen. I get something kind of similar. It really will not take off. No pun intended. For wide use. Starts off with the 4 of Swords. Kind of having to reach. They want to start this because initially it was a good idea. Initially, there's this new idea, but it's not necessarily going to play out because again, there's this judgment, this whole thing coming around, seeing the idea. This wasn't the greatest idea to blow out full scale. Before they even get a bunch of support with the Queen of Wands they're probably even going to have to walk away with the 8 of Cups. It's just not necessarily going to be the best. And their word of warning is actually the 8 of Swords. They may create their own issues if they don't play this out, and it will burn in them with the 10 of Wands as my outcome card.
Because if I'm looking forward to whatever transplant I have, and some idiot sitting on his porch shot my transplant down because he just felt like he wanted to shoot his gun at some kid, then who's responsible now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that it would be really a success. It's a successful idea, and the venture could be a success, but it won't come without sacrifice, and it definitely won't come without corruption. That's what I keep getting, is that the deception of, rerouting things so that, I get them and you don't, or whatever. That just opens up a whole new can of worms about how people are going to ethically do this thing. And I don't think that we have that capability as human beings.
Stick with the helicopters and the medevac.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need to create something to eliminate the people aspect of it. Just let the people deliver.
People do. They're trained for a reason.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Okay, so one more AI question is the smartphones. We love smartphones, but smartphones being connected to pacemakers and things that need electrical supervision or whatever in your body hooked up to your smartphone. Is this a good idea? Because like Johnny said earlier, things like this can always be hackable. So, I think it's set up more to sort of have communication between you and your doctor, so that you can understand everything that's going on, so your doctor can have a better idea of where you are every moment. They get a better read. You can see the readings. You can get the information as well, so you know where you are. So it's a great idea, but will it take off?
But then on that same, okay.
Here's the thing. It's already being used for diabetes and has been used and tested well for diabetes. I know a lot of even my family who have their insulin pumps tied to their phone, their smartphone. So I think that was the next step, would probably be the pacemakers and other things. So, but like you said, there's pros and cons. Sometimes it's accurate. What happens, sometimes not so much. And then
I dropped my phone in the toilet. Now what?
Or, I used to call the police all the time on my last telephone because you'd sit on it or it's in your pocket or whatever. And I'd look at it and says, well, you have a voicemail. This is 911. I can't hear you, but if you can hear me, call us back. And I'm like, oh, hell, I didn't call the police 15 times now. So it's like you can be deleting apps and all kinds of things. But I do get that this is actually a good thing. The Lovers and the Nine of Swords. It's not going to stop your pacemaker. It's more than likely tracking information. So I think to give a person the ability, what if you give your phone to your kid and next thing you know, boom, you dead. You drop it, they dead. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's not going to stop anything like that. It's more than likely collecting information. I get the Lovers and the Nine of Swords. This is like worrying about some sort of connection or some sort of seeing things the right way or seeing things the same way. So this would put an end to that worry with the Ace of Wands, this new action, the Ten of Cups and the Star. So the Star is about the healing and the hope and the future, and the Ten of Cups is about the harmony. The Four of Wands is completion, and it's also success. And then the Chariot is victory, but it's also a bit slow. So this is not something that is going to take off just right away, but I do see it as a good thing, believe it or not.
Yeah. I have something very similar. Seek amplification and authenticity. So this is something that is they've put a lot of thought and time into it. They've actually done a lot of research. Again, they've had the litmus test with the diabetes for decades now, and that's working well. The amplification. So yes, they've gotten the research. They're ready to take this out and continue to move forward. And the authenticity, and under the authenticity, I've got the Page of Wands. So yeah, I heard research. They're not going to use this to base a lot of new diagnoses, but using it more towards. Okay, I'm sorry. This is a bad analogy. Okay, so what is your heart doing at what times and what days, right? Because you can hear people tell you one thing, but then the data they're going to collect is very different. Like that one time I made iPhone or Apple Watch friends with a coworker, and I get a notification that he had done some type of rigorous exercise at 3 o'clock in the morning. And without even thinking, I went into the office. It's like, Arnie, what the hell? Were you running at 3 o'clock? I saw you burn like 800 calories. He's like, and I just didn't even think. I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't think like, hello. Because I think who would wear their Apple Watch at 3 o'clock?
I mean, in the first place, I mean, what are you keeping track of? Take the thing off.
Are you using that to judge your partner's abilities? Like,
unless you, I mean, if you got the prosy and they came around and you like charge them by the hour type thing.
I mean, so I can see it like, okay, you know, that would be great. I could see it like that. Like that's the kind of all I thought about was.
But even that is good information for your doctor because your heart does have to go through certain stresses when you are on a pacemaker. So.
And 800 calories.
I mean,
it was like 800, like exercise, 800 calories. It was something in like 20 minutes or something. It was like, what the hell were you doing? And he's like, and I said it loud because he was a crowd. Oh, Forty was like a dummy. Like, because I guess I don't know.
So
that's a true story, by the way, guys. True story.
So what I get is this is for people who are, you know, they've had a heart attack. They're sort of very fearful about what's going to happen next. So they're just sort of living worried every day. They have this knot in their stomach about what's going on with my heart, what's happening. And this watch or this, this hookup to your smartphone is you're saying watch before I just said watch, but your smartphone gives you hope that you will have more information about what's going on with your energy center, the heart. So I think it's a good thing. And I think that if they do it right, it should be okay. It's already been okay. They've already done it for diabetes. So next question is, if you guys heard of immersive therapy?
No.
You're on mute.
Is that when they put you in that that water tank and you float?
But that's an isolation therapy. That's isolation where you just float in a pod. But
yeah, with salt water.
Sensory deprivation.
Okay, just kidding.
Immersive therapy is when you've seen those goggle things that you put on your eyes, and it's like virtual reality. And so they're using this immersive therapy to help people with their rehab, because not everybody can get out to rehab. Nobody can, sometimes people can't get there as much as they should or want to get there. So they're using this immersive therapy in order to give them the therapy that they need. They don't necessarily have to come into the office. So is this a good thing? Because the concern that I have is that this piece of, intelligence, this AI up against your eyes for any length of time, it just really sort of worries me for some reason. And I guess shouldn't be worried, but it just feels like it's just too close. Because I always I don't even put my phone up to my ear half the time. I usually use the speaker. So is that something that's going to help people really? Or is it just something that that makes it easier for the hospitals? I don't know. I just worry
That's also interesting too, because part of the, especially in kind of physical therapy, is you need someone to, will it gauge how far, like if your range is out of motion? Because the thing about having that one-on-one is you've got that trained therapist who's like, no, you need to stop here.
Yeah, I think it's for closer exercises, like for stroke victims, like they
Okay.
have to do, little matching games and little things that make their digits move or things like that. Something that's a little closer in than the big physical therapy.
Yes, it's a good thing. Well, now, mind you, VR is something you can only wear for a specific amount of time. I'm pretty sure whoever gave it to you would tell you, hey, if you start to feel lightheaded or dizzy, because that happens a lot. It's weird. It's kind of a cabin fever type thing. Like you feel like you're closed in and you have to take it off. And it's like, okay, I can breathe again, because it kind of does stop you from doing such a thing. Three of Swords and the Eight of Wands. This helps people who have a problem with travel or communication. So that's with the Eight of Swords is a travel card too. The problem is coming in with cost and insurance. That's what I get. I get 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Temperance is like cost and insurance.
Money.
Yes.
That's what I got. I got that too. Finances.
Out of 10 cards, 7 of them are all Pentacles. So it's, and mind you, there are only 14 Pentacle cards in the deck. So I got half of them in this one.
It could potentially help. None of my cards make sense, because it starts off with this not being a good idea at all, and then it turns around to where this is a good idea and it's going to help people. But I think the key is that people who can't get around and move, this is going to be a life changer for them. I got the Lovers and the 8 of Cups. That's who's going to love this and benefit from it the most, and actually be able to use it and get the work out of it with the 8 of Pentacles. Overall, though, I do get this is going to be kind of adopted with the 6 of Pentacles, sharing of this technology and this resource. I hope Johnny's reading works itself out with the insurance aspect, because I could see that either being insurance companies loving it, wanting to jump on it because it could be a cheaper alternative, or them going, this is way too expensive. Anytime you're trying to deal with insurance and an actual device, it's hell. It's absolute hell.
I think, I got this mental conflict, but I think this is for people who have suffered strokes or, need some have brain injuries or things like that. It's going to be more effective for those types of people. But the big deal is going to be finances. Like Johnny said, it's just going to be too expensive. I don't know if insurance companies are going to be able to fudge those numbers. Fudging the numbers.
Here's what's
immersive rehab.
All you gotta do is get in this. Jerry rig some little straps, or if something where they can just do this, right? Do you know how many young and smart kids are out there coding that create these apps all the time? Why can't you put it on an app that then your insurance company says, here's your clearance to down? Like, there's a will, there's a way. Yes, I just gave a very bad example, but there's a will and there's a way. That's
actually a really good example. The VR is a device, like the Oculus Rift and all that. But a lot of the cheaper ones, all they do is you slide your phone in them and then you put that on your face. You don't have, the device does not have its own screen.
Yeah.
You put your phone in there and that's what you're looking at. Mm-hmm. That way you have hands free and you can still see what you're doing.
Yeah. I don't understand why we can't just, you buy the thing from the Amazon, you download the app.
Yeah.
Oh, you know why? Because insurance companies aren't going to be able to make a lot of money off of that. That's why.
There you go. Beep, 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 beep. And she wins the booby prize.
The
So
whole
let's,
station.
one more thing about that kind of thing is 3D printing. We're going to move into 3D printing. They're printing body parts now. They're printing body parts now.
I was done when they were 3D printing braces.
I don't
That's
understand
fine.
because I've never read this. I don't understand this concept. What do they mean by printing?
It's a 3D printer that they layer pieces of plastic on top of each other in a form of the
Of
organ.
whatever they're trying to print.
Right, of whatever it is they're making, right?
Mhm.
And then I don't know what they do after that, how it
Do they
works,
buy it? Do they
how you put it in the body.
in it? I don't know at that point.
No, these people, come on. Half the people in the country don't even want a vaccine. How are they going to accept, I don't know, a plastic organ?
It's easier to convince a person your heart's going bad than you need a vaccine.
Yeah, I was about to
Because
say.
you probably can't breathe and your chest is about to fall off. So it's like, yes, you know what? I think I might have a bad
I
heart.
think I was about to say, I actually think the prosthetic 3D would be a lot easier to convince people to do than the vaccine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Why?
because that's just people.
Because, chicharrones is not a liberal hoax, and you've been eating pork skin your whole life. So, yes, you have high cholesterol.
Sorry.
Especially when you're dousing it down with orange soda. Yes, you have high cholesterol. So when you go to the doctor and he put his little thing to your chest and it sounds like DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince is jumping up and down in your rib cage,
Yep.
yes, you got a heart problem. So,
Hand to God, my mentor, Dr. FU, he just got out of the hospital. Just had he's good now. Had a major quadruple bypass. Didn't even realize it was going to happen. Just walking, boom. And I was like, Dr. FU, you were the one who taught me how to deep fry banana nut bread. You're the same one. I would walk past your desk and you would be eating chicharrones with a side of ranch and you would cover it in hot sauce. Talk about. And so I'm like, maybe you were surprised. The rest of us were like, okay.
Everybody else expected it.
And he's going on this whole and he's, God bless him, he's like, yo, have your family history and talk. I don't want anybody to go through what I went through. And we were like, because we don't typically teach people how to deep fry banana nut bread. You fry turkeys, not even during Thanksgiving. That's just your average meal, my dude. I love it.
Was he heavy?
Not really. Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah.
I already told everybody, I said, when you hear, oh, I don't show up for a live stream, you know I have died, and this is why. I like chicharrones and Little Debbie and all that. So, yes, I'm probably going to die by 43, but just so you know, I'm not afraid of death. I'll see you next time.
You said chicharrones.
It's probably outside right now, knocking on the door. Hi, I'm Beth. Okay. Let me finish my soup, and I'll see you in a minute. So
let me get this last little bite. And then
if I got to die, let me be full.
Right. Ooh, Lord,
they got no chicharrones where I'm going.
Or maybe they'll have the best chicharrones because it is hell or heaven after all. We'll figure it
Maybe. So what do you think about what do we think about 3D body
out.
parts?
I was like, what were we reading on again?
I mean, all this commentary, Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah.
That's all right.
We're moving through. We're moving through.
I mean, but Dr. Oz ain't here, so we might as well have fun. We ain't got to be technical about everything. We're playing with our magic cards. Let us have fun.
He would cover them in hot sauce, and it would.
Oh my gosh!
That sauce is full of good old sodium too.
Do you know they make those? What do you call it? Those chicharrones for vegans. I mean, not for vegans, for people who are on a keto plan. And they're organic.
I saw a recipe, no lie, for for chicharrones that had no taste, and then they covered them in cinnamon and sugar and like put them in an air fryer, which to me defeats the purpose because they're already crunchy. And then they were called churros. I'm like, just eat the damn. Your churro tastes like pig feet. Like, it's still a chicharron. It's out. With cinnamon sugar? I don't get it. Okay.
Don't get me started.
Your
Don't try to make unhealthy
tastes
things.
like feet.
Just stop.
Like snout.
Nobody ever said, "Hey, let's eat pig skins," and then it's going to be healthy. So just if it's going to be unhealthy, just eat it unhealthy. If you want something healthy, you know what that is: broccoli and spinach and kale and all that. They got plenty of healthy stuff for you to eat. Stop trying to healthify unhealthy stuff. Stop.
Just go get. You don't. Then just go to Taco Bell and get the cinnamon twist. Nobody said you had to get the Bell Grande meal with it if you really want that sweet.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
I get I said I wasn't holding cards up. They show up though.
They show up beautifully.
Well, these
Yeah.
are black and gold though, I guess, so they won't mess up the green. But anyhow, 4 of Wands and the Hierophant. This is going to be something place specific. So it's kind of like the Cancer Treatments of America type thing. So this is place specific. I mean, there's no real failure nor success here. It's kind of like it is what it is.
Mhm.
It's a thing. We offer it as a thing if you want it. Now, possibly. Now, here's my thing with the Knight of Pentacles. This is probably going to have a slow start, and then when it's perfected, it'll be everywhere. But right now, it'll be place specific. So it'll be 2 or 3 places, possibly even in the world, that you can have such a thing happen. But I don't get good idea, bad idea. I just get it's,
Yeah.
there you go. It's a
I get,
thing.
I get something similar where it's adopted, it takes off, and people who don't like it won't do it.
Yeah.
And there's not going to be an in between. It's one or the other because I get 3 cups with a star. Then I also get 4 pentacles, 4 cups. So it's just, you've got these opposite. I also get a lot of pentacles, which I think, ironically, they're going to charge a lot for this.
Mhm.
Which you would think would be the cheaper because it's not a real one. You getting a fake of a fake. It's like that Fucci versus that Fauci. You know, like, they both not Gucci. One's just a better knockoff quality than the other one, but they're going to charge a lot for this too, which I think is going to be interesting. A lot of chemicals around this.
Yeah, it's a good invention. I mean, what they're doing, it's a good idea. It's a, the way they're doing it is good. It will take off. Like you said, it will take off. But a lot of people will go, and this is me. No, I don't think so. You're not putting that piece of plastic in me. No, dear, that won't be happening. But a lot of people will. A lot of people will say, yes, I will absolutely do that. I want to be bionic.
It's like gene editing.
That's not bionic, but they are doing bionic prosthetics now, and they've been doing that for a long time. But how, let's see, they're doing, okay, I'm going to do, what time is it? I'm going to do one more question, and this is going to be about this. There is a startup called 54 Gene, and it represents the 54 countries on the continent of Africa, because at the World Health Organization, the gene therapy that they're doing is mostly on Caucasian people. And it's like they make up the smallest faction of people on the planet now. And we need more gene therapy that speaks to people of color, people of, whatever, of different descent. So is this 54 Gene startup, is this going to be successful? Because needs to be. It needs to be. Because there need to be therapies that are for sickle cell anemia, for things that are only that people of color only get.
Reminds me of, what's that child name? Tiny, who went and had her eyes done in Africa, and she had her eye color permanently changed to blue.
Who's Tiny?
T.I.'s
From,
Tiny
the
from
thing.
Escape.
From what?
Tiny from Escape. T.I.'s wife.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it is. Now,
I know
mind
who
you, she was
Ti
famous
is,
in the
but I
90s.
don't know.
It ain't like
I don't know
she
anything
ain't
else
new.
about him. I don't know about this newfangled music.
She wish she was new.
Lord.
Yes, there is. I want to say there's some leadership issues here that need to be. Well,
I didn't know. Yeah. I go ahead and say it. That's their challenge.
there's some leadership issues.
That's their challenge.
The leadership is also tied to some money, and so it's a lot harder to fight them. But there's some leadership issues here that are a real problem. But the Empress is the outcome card, so there is a lot of good things that this is about to do. With the High Priestess too, a lot of knowledge that is going to happen here. A lot of knowledgeable people. And I think the problem comes in is that the circus animals are running the show. And so instead of the people who know how, or the people who are paying for, are doing the running instead of the people with the know-how. And so we have some balance problems there. Also, there is going to be some legal fights too with this between countries. And so this may be a continent-wide thing to where maybe there is a little, I don't know, spat over territories or whoever knows, but there's some problems here about testing in certain places or testing in certain areas, kind of like maybe even a jurisdiction type thing. But yeah, big problem, leadership. The know-how is there though. So as long as the smart people can do what they do, then you'll get a lot of good results out of this, I think.
It's going to do well. They just got to work through their problems. You've got the star and the sun in this reading. I mean, how much more positive can you get? But they could. What's going to diminish this is that leadership issue not being worked out with the Hierophant. Their hopes and fears, though, in their hopes is actual success with the Six of Wands. But y'all have got to get everything in check with the Ace of Cups. Stop letting the Dumbledores run this business. Okay. You've got some smart people with the Ace of Swords. Let them run the business, not the people, not the Page of Pentacles. Don't need to be running this. The Ace of Swords needs to be running this. Because actually, this is at the crown, this is at the base. Get him out. Let him run this. And the outcome is the King of Swords. So this could do well. But again, their biggest problem could be the leadership. Like Johnny said.
Yeah, I get triumph for this venture. The triumph is there, and excuse me, in the near future. And they really do see that the potential could be that there is a material harvest for it. So there's money wrapped up in this, and it may be a problem. It may be a problem because it could throw the whole thing off balance. Because people get greedy. People get greedy all the time. So things will start going fast. With the whole process. All the choices will be made concerning who's going to run it, who's going to run the asylum. They'll have to figure out who and pick somebody, pick two people. I think it's two people who are going to do that so that they can get this thing off the ground and happening. because we need that. We need it. We need it. So thank you guys so very, very much for being here, for giving me an opportunity to laugh, and because I love it so much. Thank you to everyone who is here in the chat. And do you guys want to, do a shout out for the rest of the week? What do you say again? What's going on for you so that people remember? Adrian, your mic is off.
Johnny is going skiing tomorrow. I may go live Thursday again. That all to do chakra readings for people, but again, that all depends on how many people, how my work day goes on Thursday. But I will put an announcement in the community tab if I do that.
And Johnny, one more time.
I got a thing Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm going to go live at some other point because I have a non-political live stream I want to do. I got my questions, just don't have the time. Also, I'm gonna tell. Don't tell nobody. Sienna's working on a weird question stream. She has not set it up yet. She's just been behind the scenes with it so far. So look forward to that too. And I'm about to go commit assault and battery because I think my neighbor's burning down his house. So the smoke alarm goes off at this time every time. Either learn to cook or take the things off the wall.
Never admit that you're going to do it.
Here's the thing. I actually have a sign in my kitchen that says dinner will be ready when the smoke alarm goes off.
Because I hear beep all the time. And then, mind you, it ain't like his house is clear of smoke. I know I can hear him messing with it he took it off the wall. So you still got a house full of smoke. Learn to cook, Jesus Christ. I'm like, this child, if you make me have to get up out this house because the fire department, like, hey, the complex is on fire, I'm going to be real hot right now.
Oh, no. Well, let me let you go.
I ain't got no bra on. My hair ain't done. I ain't got no bra on. My hair ain't done. My lipstick ain't on. And then you just
my hair ain't did.
I mean, I got house shoes on. I look all kind of messy. Jesus Christ.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
I had this shirt on since last night. I'll just tell y'all right now. So I've been sitting in this shirt all day, and then the fire department gonna come in, and then the news station gonna be out here trying to do interviews, and I'm looking all rough. Yeah. I'm like, if you don't get my face, I'm in the witness protection program. You try to get me here. What's happening?
I love you so much. I really dislike you.
Okay. Okay.
Be out there patting my weave. Y'all hurry up. Dude. Matlock coming on. Yeah.
Oh my God, my stomach.
Did I mess y'all up in the chat?
Oh God, help me.
Jen Lynn, she's like, and once again, Tony caused Johnny to lose his mind.
Encouraging bad behavior. That was this child behind here. That's his fault. You see all my pictures off the wall and everything. You know how long it took me to get them like that? I had to level out and everything.
Oh Jesus, help me, please. Please. I'm sweating so bad right now.
We better go before Johnny burns up.
Trying to cook casserole. He probably trying to cook chicharrones and don't know how to do it.
Doesn't catch the whole house. You don't cook that oil.
You got water in your pot. That's what happened.
That's what happened. barking like that.
Adrian, what are you
I'm not
doing?
understanding.
My armpits are hot. I'm getting disgusted. So I have to pull them off.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm having flashbacks. I ain't got nothing in mind this time. She pulling fans out of her.
I'm sorry. My boobies and my armpits are hot.
Oh my god.
I mean, what do you want me to do? Take my shirt off? I can't take my shirt off. So I have to do something.
Okay.
My diaphragm hurt me.
Y'all's full shit. I'm hot.
Okay, I guess I better.
Oh,
I better sign off before Johnny has to go outside and give an interview about the fire.
on Channel 9 News.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank
Maybe
you.
I can push him up and just talk like this. That's what I can do.
You see, I'm using mine to prop the stand up. Look. Handsprings.
Oh,
They prop right.
I got to pay rent in 14 days. I'm better go.
Because these people are blind.
Thank you.
I do humbly apologize, Tony. I really do.
I know. I ain't got an apologetic bone in my body right now.
Oh,
Oh my god.
oh, God, I'm about to go lay down on the couch over there.
You need to turn off all that mood lighting though before you lay down.
I'm gonna leave it on. Just take off my Apple Watch. That's all.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yes, right. I'll get a notification like Johnny just burned. Oh,
They can say I'm hungry. That's all it is.
800 calories.
Somebody probably watching through the window. Kenny G out there somewhere. I'm playing music and songs and stuff.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I can't.
Thank you guys. I can't even see. I got tears in my eyes. I'm so sorry, guys. We went off the rails. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see
Oh
you
God,
next
it's
time.
wintertime and I'm hot.
Well,
Now you see why I got this.
thank you, Adrian. Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.